What's up, kings and queens? This is Mandy Leon from Ring of Honor Wrestling, and you are watching and listening to the Battleground podcast. Check me out on YouTube, youtube.com/MandyLeonXO.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Battleground podcast. I am joined by my tag team partner, Eli. Eli, are you excited for tonight's episode?
I was looking for one of those like brown paper bags to be like,
Because you're so nervous for this one.
I'm gonna make it though. I think
this has been a
professional.
guest that's been on our list. What is it? About 2 years now, right? Last year they cut us a promo saying that we were giving away tickets to the pretty much last wrestling event in Nashville.
We thought the Ring of Honor pay-per-view was here in Nashville. We thought it was gonna happen, and it didn't.
Right, and then
we got PCO for that one, right? That's when we interviewed.
And
PCO.
then I hit up Mark and I was like, Mark, can we have this next person on the show? And Mark was like, she's out busy being famous and a celebrity. So let's go ahead. And Eli, do you want to introduce who our guest is?
I don't want to pass out. You go ahead.
Everybody, give it up for Mandy Leon.
Hi.
Hey, Mandy, thank you so much for being on the show with us tonight. Super excited. This has been a long time coming, and we finally got this happening on the show. So, Mandy, how are you tonight?
It got to the point where it was like, hey, do you guys want Rhett Titus? Like, yeah, Rhett or Mandy, that's fine. Or, what about the Briscoes? Yeah, or Mandy. You know,
I don't do many podcasts, I will say. So
yeah, we kind of leave that together. We're like, yeah, she's not doing a lot of these. So.
Well, thank you for having me, though. By the way, like I've always said, Nashville is like the one place if I ever settle down, like and retire, I want to move to Nashville, Tennessee. So
it seems like everybody's here in Nashville.
Yeah. It's that way. Like Nashville and Florida now are like the places to live, which is
those are the hot spots.
You know, I think I have to go down to Florida for work, and I mean, I think the flight to Orlando is like 90 minutes or something. So I mean, it's just quick, right back and forth. So
wow.
Yeah.
So 2020 was a year that we all wish that we could forget. So many crazy things happened. But the one thing that came out of 2020 is the high praise that Ring of Honor got for its response to COVID. I mean, they were still doing shows. They were still keeping you guys on the roster. Nobody was getting let go. What was the most challenging part of last year, and what was your response to the plan ROH had for its employees?
I think when we first heard about it, I actually have a video on my YouTube channel, just so embarrassing. But when we were in Vegas for our pay-per-view out there when that happened, and this was like when everything was just starting to come out. We didn't know if it was this serious or if it was just like a little flu thing or what was going on. And then when we got home, it's like the world just completely shut down, and we're like, okay, this is real. This is really weird. And then what became even more weird, like you just said, over time was like major companies were just dropping talent. Like they were just dropping talent, and people were getting laid off and losing their jobs everywhere. Not just wrestling, obviously, but like it was a big shock. And we were extremely lucky and fortunate that, we have ROH family to look after us, and they really took care of us. And I mean, we didn't work at all, and they still paid us, and they still took care of us. And that meant a lot because, there's a lot of families that have to put food on the table. So
right. Especially considering, they don't have the budget that.
Right.
So that really says a lot about their character, and everyone we've talked to, Mike Bennett, PCO, Briscoes. I mean, everyone has just sung the praises of Ring of Honor and management. So it was really awesome to see. So
definitely.
So this summer there will be a newly crowned Ring of Honor Women's Champion.
I can already tell you who's going to win.
Boom, boom, boom.
There it is. We're calling it now.
Going on. The Allure
invited me here because I'm gonna win. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a good track record of people going on to win stuff after this show. So
that is true. That is true. I just lost my train of thought. Okay. The Allure will make their presence known in the tournament. What do you think is the biggest challenge for you heading into this historic tournament? And then, we'll start there.
I don't think there is a challenge for me. Honestly, I was in the first tournament and kind of got screwed over in that one. Um, and that was a big disappointment and a big letdown. And I think over time, who I am in professional wrestling has changed a lot. And my biggest thing when I came back at Madison Square Garden was I'm not the good girl anymore. I'm not. Like
Mhm.
I've been everyone's stepping stone. People have used me to get ahead. I've been the nice one that forgives and forgets. Like that's not me anymore. So
Yeah,
going into
underestimated.
yeah, for sure. And it's like I've always been a company girl, and now going into this tournament, it's like doesn't matter who you put in front of me. Obviously, I'm going to be in this tournament, and this time I'm going to win because there is no other option. There's no other person who can do it better. Right?
No, no arguments here.
So, there's somebody else that's also involved in this tournament, and your partner Angelina Love, she's going to be in there. Knowing you guys could face each other at some point, how difficult is that?
You know, for me, I see it as a positive because at the end of the day, if we do face each other and if it's in the finals or something, you never know what can happen. One of us are going to bring the gold home, right? Like we had the agreement. Like if she wins, it's great. The gold is coming back to the Allure. If I win, great, because the Allure gets the gold again. Like so, regardless of what happens or who faces who, we know that the end game is to have the championship back in our group. So
But here's the thing, though. Let's hypothetically throw this out there. Let's say it comes down to Mandy and Angelina. Who's walking out winner?
you're trying to put me in a situation here.
That's the whole plan.
I mean, may the best woman win, right? I mean, it's not a personal thing. It's a business thing. It's a wrestling thing, and whoever gets the gold gets the gold.
Yeah, any given Sunday, somebody
Yeah,
can win. Yeah,
and but we have a strong friendship, so it's no personal feelings. We'll both be
nice.
happy for each other.
I can tell you that Mandy will win. We'll just go ahead and call it right now.
I mean, speaking of, I mean, there's some incredible participants. Allison Kay,
Mhm.
she's been all over the world. Trisha Dora, who's just blowing it up on the Indies. Maserati, the Allure, obviously. Is there anyone you're looking forward to just seeing in action? And then there's also anyone you're looking forward to facing in the tournament?
Oh wow, I don't think everyone has been announced yet, but I think out of the announced ladies, obviously the Allure is the best, but if I'm gonna be nice on this podcast, I will say who my favorite is. I really like Maserati a lot. I do. I think she's someone who's super underestimated and she's great in the ring. She's wrestled for Ring of Honor, I want to say a few years ago in Las
Mhm.
Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Um, she's a sweetheart too, and she doesn't bother us. So, she,
Stays out of your business.
yeah, I'd like to see her get an opportunity, and if she's in the first round against me, it's an easy win. So,
Ooh, there it is.
yeah.
So there's been a lot of people coming in and out of Ring of Honor, and there was a lot of buzz after somebody has joined the women's division, and that is Maria Kanellis-Bennett.
Mhm.
Now, what's the biggest challenge since her return?
There's
Marie,
been some friction, we'll put it that way.
little bit, and I think if you've watched the recent Women's Division Wednesday on YouTube, you might feel that way a little bit. For me, it's like the Allure. We got this. Like we know what we're doing. Before she was here, we had everything under control. The women's division's doing great. No big deal. And then she got on the board of directors and wanted to change everything, which is like,
Mhm.
what? That's cool, but you're not going to change us and what we do in the ring. We're a dominating faction. We're always going to be a dominating faction. That's never going to change. And, you want the handshakes and the pure wrestling, but wrestling is everything to us.
Mm-hmm.
And in that sense, like we're always going to do what we do, and that's dominate and win.
Yeah,
Always. You can be on the board of directors and you can call matches and bring women in. That's totally fine. But we're not gonna make friends with people. Like we're not.
right.
It's the allure
Well,
versus everybody.
and it's been, I don't want to say shocking, but I mean, there's been a lot of changes. She's only been, I think she got back in March. So, I mean, like, there's been a lot that's happened in 3 months, so
Yeah, and
hope.
it's funny too, because like Maria first met me when I first started training at the dojo, like years ago, years
Mhm.
ago. And I was a little naive young newbie back then, and I'm a completely different person now. So I think when she came back and kind of realized that
You're not the same girl.
Didn't know what to think, or, she was kind of taken back a little bit. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know, but yeah,
It's
it was a good
crazy.
yeah.
Well, now that the Women of Honor title is officially retired, what would it mean to you to become the first Ring of Honor Women's World Champion?
I think it's due time. It's due time, isn't it? I think
It's
it's
about
due.
time. Yes.
I've
Yes.
been here for years. I think it's time. But it doesn't
You've
matter.
seen ups and downs,
Oh
and
yeah, I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs. I've been around, but at the end of the day, all that really matters is getting in the ring and putting in the action to win it, right? So I
yeah,
can sit here and tell you how much I deserve it, or I can go in the ring and win it.
there
So
you
that's
go.
what I gotta do.
Works for
And
me.
earlier we talked about we have a good track record on the show of people going on to win the big stuff. Other than the fact that we had PCO on and he had the title already and he dropped it to Roosh, that's besides the point.
That doesn't
Same
matter.
thing with Juice and Finn Robinson, or Juice and Finn. But everybody that's gone on this show has gone on to win gold. So you are in very good hands with us, because I have a feeling that there is going to be gold around your waist. And we know that that's going to happen very, very soon.
We're
And
putting the vibes out.
we're
Yeah,
putting it out there in the universe.
I'm taking it in. I'm taking it in. Thank you. I'm gonna
Something.
remember.
Hey, we'll mark it down as of this is being recorded on June 22nd. It is 7:15 of 2021. Mandy will have the title around her waist by the end of 2021. I will go ahead and say it on record.
Set a reminder on today's date that I'm supposed to win the ROH World Championship so I can look back and remember. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Boom.
There it is.
Boom.
So one thing that we've seen a lot as wrestling fans, you see a lot of other promotions working together now. And, ROH has had a lot of open relationships with a lot of other promotions. Mickie James recently made some big waves by signing with the NWA and announcing an all women's pay-per-view that will be produced by her, which is a big thing. And we've talked about this with Mickie about wanting to get another all women's pay-per-view. And she said that she's looking for the best. So if the call came in, you look down your phone and you see it says Mickie on there.
Unless you don't know her, and then it'll just be on that
yeah.
number.
Would the Allure accept an invite to the pay-per-view?
Maybe. You never know.
We get the maybe. So that
Hey.
I mean, I'm taking a maybe. She didn't say no. So it's like that time in Dumb and Dumber. So you say there's a chance.
Anything is possible. You never know.
Well, she said she's looking for the cream of the crop of the women talent out there. So I'm assuming you guys are going to get an invite. So
Thank you.
speaking of, you are a woman of many talents. Where do you see yourself after wrestling? Do you think you'll still be involved in the business, like training or producing, or do you think you'll go into acting? What do you think?
I don't know. I always say, like, even when I first started wrestling training and everything like that, and the one thing I always tell people who come to our seminars for ROH is to always dip your toes into every aspect of your career. So, like, for me, with professional wrestling, I've always been the person backstage who, if they needed a ring announcer, I can do that. If they need a timekeeper, I can do that. If they need someone to film promos backstage and produce or direct, I can do that. If they need someone to edit, I can do that. And it's just like, dip your toes into everything. So God forbid when that time comes where you can't compete due to injury or just wanting to retire, you can still be involved in the business in some aspect. And for me, that's important to me. Like, I know there's going to be a day that comes where I'm done with wrestling, when my body just can't physically take it anymore.
Yeah.
But I still want to be involved behind the scenes. So
nice. Yeah, we interviewed Al Snow, and he's in charge of Ohio Valley Wrestling now, and they're trying to get accredited and try to almost offer like college courses, and they're doing exactly what you just said. They teach their wrestlers all that stuff, but they also teach them production and editing and lights.
Basically,
and,
like a trade school for wrestling.
It's like a trade school for wrestling, because I mean, wrestling, the modern wrestling product, it's television. I mean, it's a television show, it's pay-per-view, it's all that. So like you just said, having your hands and all that, it can't hurt. It's just more tools in your toolbox,
Yeah,
so
there's so much you can learn in wrestling. Like,
yeah,
like when people come into this and just say, I want to be a wrestler, I want to be a wrestler, I want to be a wrestler. It's like, well, wait, there's so much more in this business that you can learn. And it's not even just for wrestling. You can use this outside of wrestling. Why not?
totally. I mean, this isn't the 70s or 80s anymore, you know. I mean, even people that do costumes, I mean, you can go do cosplay and
Mhm.
makeup. I mean, there's just so much avenues you can open with it. So,
It's not
Especially
just a one-stop shop thing anymore.
yeah,
right.
like, social
Um,
media, I think, like, really put that out there. Like, I don't know, for some reason now I look at, like, TikTok and YouTube, and I'm seeing people as young as, like, 14 that are s almost set for life because they just
Mm.
exactly.
yeah,
I have a 4-year-old who sits there and watches like the Ryan YouTube videos. And
Yeah.
it's like this Ryan kid is like what, 10? And he's already made millions of dollars. The kid now has an Xbox game.
Mhm.
crazy.
Like,
I had to buy that for my nephew for
Yeah,
Christmas.
and
I'm
you just
just like,
never know, like
what?
yeah, you just never know. So, like, I always tell people, if you enjoy doing something, like, if you're in wrestling, learn everything to learn. If you wanna put stuff out there, put stuff out there. Because I see people that just I call it, like, winning the social media lottery, so to say, because they just
Yeah.
Yeah.
post what they love to do, and then it goes viral, and then before you know it, they've got a makeup brand, they've got a clothing
Right.
brand,
They're
they're
paid
on the
doing
show,
what they
they're on
love.
podcasts. So it's like, it can lead to anything, for sure.
Right. And there's so many talented people on the Ring of Honor roster. And the question that we like to ask a lot of people is, who do you think is probably the most underrated person on the roster right now?
Maybe like a male performer and then a female performer.
Mhm.
Put you on the spot.
And then we've got a side question to that when you
I don't know. Okay, I think for male talent right now, I'm gonna say LSG and Eli Isom because
Mhm.
they're both so talented. They're both great people, super professional, and just love what they do. They love this business, and they deliver awesome matches. And they're definitely they need that push.
yeah.
We
One of
Eli
them
was at that show that we were in Nashville because those drunk guys behind us were his friends and they were yelling, and that was when Bully Ray came out and pretty much just stomped him and
Oh
just
gosh,
squashed him.
yeah.
But I mean, the
Oh,
guys were getting into it.
that was the night
wow.
they
Yeah.
kept saying like Eli, and I'm like,
Uh,
and I mean like all night long.
that's
Like I never put two and two together that, you know, and finally they introduced him like, oh, so they're not
That's
just
who it
drunk.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that was the only draw. I actually have a video of me. I'm looking down and I'm like rolling my eyes because they're just like, Eli, Eli. I'm like, dude, what is
No
going on?
more vodka. No more.
Yeah.
No more.
So
The bar is closed, everybody.
So the side question to that is, what is your opinion of Danhausen?
Oh, I love Danhausen. I do. I do. I like him a lot, and I like him because he's so different. I can't really think of a word to describe him other than different,
Unique.
but it's a good different. Like, he's just I don't know. Anytime I see Danhausen, he reminds me of, like I know this character in The Simpsons that wore similar face paint and, like, had a duffel bag in it. Like, I don't know if he was inspired by that or what. I don't even remember the character's name. I don't know. But I adore him. I think he's
Yeah.
great. I think what he does works, and I always see people kinda criticize him. I guess he's another one that's kinda underestimated, as far as, "Oh, you wanna focus on pure wrestling and the physicality in the ring," and if you've seen his match recently versus Rhett Titus on Week by Week on the Ring of Honor YouTube channel, he can go.
Yeah.
But what makes him so special and relatable with is his character and who he is, and kids love him, and a lot of times in wrestling, especially nowadays, I find that people forget that. There's a lot of adult wrestling fans now more than ever
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
that companies forget about the kids, and,
Right.
like, I don't know. To
Yeah.
me,
I mean, when I was growing up, the parents were there because the kids were there. But now that I'm an adult, like adults just go to go,
you
you
rarely
know.
see kids
But
at shows. Yeah, it's
yeah.
And we
But
also have adult money to buy stuff.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But Danhausen would come to Nashville on the Indies, and he'd started going by Danhausen, and he had the makeup, but he didn't have the character yet. And
Mhm.
so just to see that kind of blossom, and like you said, he took what he loved and he kind of made his own thing. I mean, he was just on the Conan O'Brien podcast. I mean, he's doing something
Oh,
right.
yeah, he's doing it right, for sure.
Yeah. And I think Ring of Honor is a perfect platform for him, because I think if he went to Stanford, they would mess it up. And
Yeah.
you know, I think if he went to Jacksonville, he would just job for Moxley or something. So I think like Ring of Honor, like that's the perfect place for him. So
And, like, that's the awesome thing about Ring of Honor is we've always had the creative freedom. always. Like,
Mhm.
always, always, always. No one's ever been pressured to do something or to take something away. Like, we let people be them, and we just build from that. And it's always
Yeah.
creating excellence thing where we just kind of let everybody have their freedom. And I just can't imagine going somewhere and someone telling me to do something so
Yeah.
uncomfortable, when I would have to do it. I'm like, "Eh."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Mandy, dye your hair blonde. Hey, how
Oh,
about yeah.
I don't think
The
I would
face said it all right there.
No, thank you.
I don't think I would look at it as a blonde. Maybe some highlights. I don't know.
There you go.
So, with a lot of talk of all these dream matches now that this forbidden door is open, is there anyone that you would like to have a match one-on-one that's out there?
Maybe somebody you've never faced her before.
Well, Quinn McKay keeps begging to have a match with me. She swears I'm the one who interfered with her match and Angelina made her lose. I wouldn't say that's a dream match, though. I would say
Yeah.
that's like me being a good person and giving
Yeah.
that to her.
It's more of
Are
a
you
grudge
are you
match.
saying that's going to just be a squash match and it's just going to be over in less than 5 minutes?
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if they book that for the tournament, it's just, again, it's like Maserati. It's an easy first round match to get through, right?
Yeah.
Those
Um,
are shots fired. Pew
Yeah.
pew on the show.
I'm trying to think, like, dream match right now. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I really don't even know. That's such a hard, like, decision because there's so many good talented people out there. I think I would like to wrestle Io Shirai again. I wrestled her in Japan with Stardom when I was, like, new and shouldn't have been wrestling her.
Mhm.
And I was completely terribly injured throughout that whole Stardom tour. I shouldn't have been wrestling at all.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was wrestling on a completely torn ACL and the meniscus, which just
Oof.
my matches just were not that great. But anyways, um,
But
Yeah.
you crushed through it
I
and
did.
you
Thank you. But I think Io for sure because we had a decent match in Japan, and I would love to wrestle her now, so many years later. Um, Now that I'm healthy and have more experience and have traveled more, so I think Io Shirai.
Yeah. You definitely need both ACLs for her. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Well, where can people keep up with you online? Or is there any specific socials you're in favor of more? Or
75 questions for me.
I know. Well, we cut them down.
we,
We know,
we cut them down because we
time
know
is
that your
money for
time
you.
is very precious, so we
know,
don't want to take
absolutely.
away.
No. Well, you can find me on social media. Twitter, it's at Mandy Leon XO. On Instagram, it's at Mandy Leon. On TikTok, I just recently joined. I think it's at Mandy Leon XO. I have a website, which is mandyleonxo.com and youtube.com/Mandy Leon XO.
Now, during I guess during the pandemic, you started a Twitch, right?
I did. I did. It was doing really good. And then, like, my schedule just went back to normal. And it's just been so hard for me to get back on. But I am on Twitch and I try to go on when I can. I haven't been on in a while, but yes, it's just Mandy Leon. So if you find me on Twitch, you can add me. And I was thinking of getting the oh my God, what is it called? I'm drawing a total blank. Um, 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 the village game.
Oh,
Farm?
Resident Evil.
No,
Resident Evil
is it?
Village. Yes, yes, yes.
Ah,
Yeah, that game. Oof.
That yet, and I'm like
no.
obsessed with the storyline and the trailers that I've been seeing, and I'm like, I need to get this game.
For some odd reason, I thought she was talking about Animal Crossings when she's like
Oh,
village. I'm
no.
like,
I-
what? Is that it?
No, this is the
No.
one with like the 9-foot vampire.
Yes. Yeah.
Everyone is obsessed with her now.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with her too. Like, I really want to like dress up as her for Halloween.
Oof, man, that the artwork and the character is just phenomenal. Like
Oh
it's oh my gosh.
yeah, it's like totally my vibe too because I'm into all like that creepy, weird stuff. And as soon as I saw the trailer for it, I'm like, why am I not getting this game yet? So,
Yeah,
and I don't really hear about anything in regards to PS5 anymore, which is totally strange to
It's
me.
very weird.
hmm
Like I still
did
haven't bought
hear-
one because every time I try to buy it, it gets sold out. So I was like, I'm just gonna sit over here and play my PS4 and just call it a day.
I
and
did
just wait.
hear the fives are getting back in stock soon, like Walmart, Best Buy, Target. So you might start checking stores again soon.
Maybe. I just haven't-
Yeah.
Have you watched the new Conjuring movie yet?
Not yet. I want to though.
It's good.
That and Cruella, not gonna lie. The little child in me wants to see Cruella.
They apparently they've already got a sequel already set up for Cruella.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
So there's some exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Conjuring, it was pretty good. I also watched You Should Have Left. It had Kevin Bacon and
is that the one where he's like in the weird house by himself
Yes.
and the family?
Yeah, it's
like a new age Shining.
It's the girl from she's in Mean Girls. What's her name? Amanda
Oh,
Seyfried.
Seyfried. Yeah. Okay.
They play a couple, and she has to go to London for a movie, and they end up in this
Ooh,
bizarre house, and and that one was pretty good too. So,
nice.
anyways, I used to do a horror podcast, so
We can switch from wrestling to horror stuff. So I mean,
anything like horror, paranormal, I am your girl.
Eli, throw a question out real quick, rapid fire.
I'm on the spot. I can't.
No, I mean the Conjuring was a good movie, and apparently, I guess there's a prequel to The Orphan coming out now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so,
that movie scared the crap out of me in the theaters. That and The Strangers.
Yeah. So the Strangers sequel sucked, but The Orphan, I don't know if y'all have heard about this. The same actress from the first one is doing the new one.
Huh.
And what they're doing is they're doing like the whole like the old carnival kind of a special effect where it's like forced yeah, so like it's like slanted floors and stuff to make her look tiny. So she's like 26 now or something, but she's still gonna play like a 10-year-old. I don't know how it's gonna work, but
there's actually, have you ever heard the story about like, I guess that maybe it was based on that movie, I don't know, but there was actually a real story where
it was a real thing. Yeah.
Oh my god, creepy.
Yeah, it's real. She had I don't think it was dwarfism, but it was something like that. But yeah, well, I think it's what the Different Strokes kid had, Gary.
Oh yeah, it was called, but it was
she was like 34, but she passed for like 10, and she got adopted and went to live with this rich family or something. Like, I don't think she murdered them, but it was still.
I think they figured out what everything about her was, and interesting stuff.
Out back smoking menthols, and they're like, "What do you, whatever?" But anyways.
Well, Mandy, we don't want.
Quiet Place. I know we're like talking about movies, and I keep cutting you off, but go see The Quiet Place too. It's really good.
I've heard some people say they liked it better than the first. What do you think?
I liked it better than the first because it kind of goes into like you said, like a prequel into everything that happened. I thought it was really good.
That was the thing. I wasn't a fan of the first one because I was just like,
I wasn't either.
And I was like, okay, so the whole movie, you just got to be quiet. Yeah. But the best part, though, was sitting in the movie theaters and nobody would eat anything. Yeah. And they would just be like, shit, what's about to happen?
Well, that part where she has to give birth in the tub was just...
that was brutal.
I don't know how a woman could possibly do that without a sound. You know what I mean? So I get it, but a lot of people are saying that, like what you said, the story is expanded in the second one. So
way better.
Yes, I'll have to check that one out.
There's so many good stuff.
Plus, Jim from The Office directed it. That's pretty.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did the first one and the second one.
Oh, fancy.
Dropping a little scary movie stuff and wrestling all together. That's what
I'm the worst. I'm the worst for movies. I'll we were watching Seinfeld the other night, and I was like, oh, that guy was in Walking Dead 20 years later. And I'm that person. I can't help it.
I totally get it because my ADD is drifting off to like, you have like a little, is that Sting Funko up there?
In the top?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's my Sting Funko with the autographed Sting bat. And then like a 2x4 up there signed by Hacksaw.
The whole interview, I'm like, is it Sting or Danhausen? Okay.
No, that's Sting up there.
I've got my Ring of Honor belt over there, and I'm too lazy to go get it. So it's over there. I think do you remember a battle? Did I get PCO to sign it when I don't think I did?
No, I don't think you got anybody to sign the belt.
Well, you have to be the best in the world. July 11th, Ticketmaster.com.
Where is that in Vegas? Oh, it's in Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore. That's home. That's home base.
Maybe not, but maybe.
It's a quick flight. It's not the end of the world. Turn and burn, man.
When COVID hit, my anxiety blew up, and so now, like, I used to do my company that I work for. We used to do like 50 trade shows a year, so I was always flying. And now the thought of even going to an airport, just like, so. I'm kind of skittish. Like, I got friends that are wanting to do that, and they want to go to like SummerSlam. Like, I don't think I physically can do it. So, but I think you guys will be in Nashville again soon. So you'll have to bring the new women's world title by the studio.
We're calling it. And then when that happens, I'll text Mark and I'll just be like, Mark, I need Mandy in the studio with the belt because we predicted it on the show. And it's 7:33 right now on June 22nd. So 2021.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And Mandy Leon put it in her Siri reminder. So it's there. That's what it is. And Mandy, is there anything else you want to tell everybody before we let you go?
Just thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the women's tournament that's coming up, and make sure you check out Best in the World live on pay-per-view and Honor Club July 11th. The first hour is completely free. It'll be streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Honor Club. So check it out.
Boom. Check it out. Mandy, thank you once again for being on the show tonight with us. We do greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Woo woo.
That was for me, Battle. Sorry.
What?
She just blew a kiss.
Oh.
I was like-